Welcome to our annual C-Suite event where we honor leadership and outstanding organizations. Tonight's distinguished honorees continue to lead in all aspects of their professions. I'm Erin Real of WestFair Communications, and on behalf of Dee DeBello, our publisher, we extend the warmest of welcomes to each of you. A little background on WestFair Communications. We published the Westchester and Fairfield County business journals for nearly 60 years, as well as the award-winning business and lifestyle magazine, WAG. We also produce the News at Noon and other digital newsletters, as well as hosting various events. A virtual round of applause for our judges tonight. Gilda Bonanno, a professional speaker, consultant, and facilitator who serves as a trusted advisor to executives and entrepreneurs to transform their communication, presentation, and leadership skills. Bud Hammer, the president and general manager of Atlantic Westchester, an award-winning family-owned commercial and industrial heating, ventilation, and air conditioning business located in Bedford Hills, New York. And Charles Fierlot, chair of the board of directors of NB Power, the public energy utility serving New Brunswick. I would like to extend a huge thanks to our many sponsors and supporters for tonight's event. Our platinum sponsor, United Hebrew Health of New Rochelle.
At United Hebrew, we've got it all. Independent senior housing, memory care, assisted living, nursing care, and rehab to get you on the road to recovery.
My wife and I looked at over a dozen places. This is the best one. It's head and shoulders above any other place we saw.
I personally want to come to visit my mom. It was the best decision that I ever made.
Come see us. Here's to life.
Our gold sponsor, White Plains Hospital, Iona Preparatory School of New Rochelle. Our silver sponsors, Savings Bank of Danbury, New York-Presbyterian Lawrence Hospital, and the Westchester Medical Center Health Network. Our bronze sponsors, Cuddy and Fetter, and Atlantic Westchester. And our supporters, Gilda Bonanno and Bank of America. Tonight, WestFair Communications would like to invite you all to meet our 2021 C-Suite honorees.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Angelucci. I am the president and CEO of Paws Crossed Animal Rescue in Elmsford, New York. I would say that the biggest change that I've had to adapt to in my career is, of course, the start of Paws Crossed. When we first started in 2015, it was a huge life change for me. As a business professional, the biggest change that we've had to deal with is the COVID-19 pandemic. This pandemic forced us to completely change how we operated. And in the beginning, when it was so scary for all of us, we weren't sure that we were still going to be able to continue rescuing, to continue saving lives, and to continue our programming. So we had to be fast and creative to come up with new ways to fundraise, new ways to get our pets adopted in a safe manner, and how we could protect and keep all of our staff safe. And I can say that we did this successfully. We had more adoptions than we've ever had, and we didn't have to stop any life saving. I enjoy the most is spending time with the dogs and cats at the rescue and watching them form that phenomenal bond with their new family members. And when adopters walk in and they make that instant connection with a pet, there's really nothing like it. And to see a dog or a cat go from a really unfortunate situation to be nursed back to health and then to finally have a family of their own, there is no better feeling in the world.
As an honoree for the C-Suite Award, I would like to thank WestFair and congratulate all other recipients. For most of healthcare leaders today, answering a question about adapting to change is undoubtedly influenced by the challenges the industry faced as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. As Chief Operating Officer, I was responsible for WMC's overall response for the pandemic, which encompassed outpatient care and diagnostic testing response, but also the measure used to ensure the continued safety of our workforce. Preparing for the surge required a true redesign of how we operated as an institution and as a network. I pride myself in knowing that my team and the organization were able to rapidly adapt to face these new challenges. Fostering this level of collaboration required increased levels of communication between our executive leadership team and our workforce. As we continue to navigate the new norm for healthcare, our lessons learned and the methods of adapting have continued to influence both leadership style and day-to-day operations. In 2016, WMC announced a $230 million investment in a new ambulatory care pavilion. The building was unveiled in 2019 and was a direct reflection of the strategic vision of the institution to transform access to healthcare across the region. The new building featured new operative suites, advanced imaging suites, cardiac cath labs, interventional radiology suites, and ambulatory practices. As we rapidly adapted to changes of the pandemic, we transformed the ambulatory floor of the pavilion into a separate intensive care unit for our non-COVID ICU patients overnight. This enabled us to use our existing ICUs for COVID-positive patients who required intensive care. The transformation doubled our ICU capacity and enabled us to maintain the highest level of care for all of our patients.
We are very proud over the last 5 years, our graduating seniors have received over $130 million in academic scholarships. Each receive an academic merit-based scholarship of over $60,000 to college. Iona Prep education pays for itself.
Iona Prep offers a terrific Catholic upbringing and a moral compass. My sons have flourished here.
What separates Iona Prep from other schools is the unparalleled guidance that our boys receive here. It's comforting to know as a parent that my boys are safe here and that it's a fun place to be and they enjoy it. And that, to me, is a big part of why Iona Prep is special.
My boys love it. They've found very diverse friends and they've really blossomed, and that's Iona Prep.
Hi, I'm Chris Fisher. I'm the managing partner of Cuddy & Fader. We have offices throughout the region, and we're based right here in White Plains. I was asked about success, and I thought about it. And for me, success really is about giving back to the community, charitable endeavors, and providing opportunities for success for others. It's something at Cuddy & Fader that we've been really dedicated to, and it's part of the values we share in our community and our organization every day. As part of celebrating our 50th anniversary this year, one of the things we did is we challenged ourselves. We redoubled down on this effort to give back to the community, and we've committed to over 5,000 hours to 50 organizations. One of the things we learned and found through this challenge is that it's not just rewarding to participate in the community, but it's creating our own resiliency, and we're really honored and privileged to have clients who support that brand of legal services. For me personally, I've been dedicating some of my time to the WCA and a project called the Y Zone. It's an effort to bring affordable and accessible broadband to over 500 households in Yonkers. We're focused on device distribution, tech education, and really helping people who need a lifeline in this pandemic. It's something that's going to make all the difference for them on their paths of education, access to jobs and new opportunities, and the well-being of their families. And one of the things that I thought about with success and saw firsthand is some of the opportunities that kids in the community are showing and giving back to Yonkers. What was really rewarding was watching them stand up, lead, and provide their own opportunities for success. And I found that just something really worth celebrating.
I'm Michael Fassina. I'm the president of NewYork-Presbyterian Lawrence Hospital. One of the most interesting things about my profession is I'm able to use the values that I learned at home growing up. At home, I learned from my parents, from my grandparents, that giving back to the community is such an important thing to do. And as a healthcare executive, that's what we do. Our job is to make sure we're improving the health of our community. The health status of all of our neighbors, our friends, our communities is one of the most important things. And I'm able to do that, and it's exciting to be able to do that. It seems very natural for me. The best advice I ever received is business is about relationships. And you've got to have good relationships with people to be successful. And you have to have relationships to be a good leader. Nobody's a leader if nobody's following. Making sure that your employees are supportive of what you're doing, they understand the vision, they understand the values, and you support them on initiatives that they have to do. I always try to make sure that my employees know that I'd like them to take an initiative and try something and fail than to do nothing at all, because then I know they're thinking about their job. And if it doesn't work out, that's okay. I'll be responsible for that. But if it goes well, I'm going to push them out and tell everybody that they were the ones who did the project. Yeah, one of the things we learned as a management team is about the relationships with our staff during this pandemic. We had to adjust and change on a daily basis of how we're caring for these patients. And the trust between the employee and the management is what made us successful. They trusted the changes we were making and they carried them out. And it was an incredibly powerful team. Anything that I could say, advice I can give people, is to have that strong, trusting relationship between the managers and the staff.
The biggest challenge to date that I've encountered is becoming the president and CEO of the First Bank of Greenwich and being responsible to my shareholders, my board of directors, and my staff, making sure that the bank succeeds and is successful and profitable. I did that by all of my prior backgrounds in accounting, retail, business development, lending, and I was mentored by some really great people to be able to take over this position, so that's how I was able to adapt. The biggest thing I enjoy about banking is having a direct impact. We are a community bank, so we have a direct impact. I can see a direct impact that I have on the communities that I serve. Also, I enjoy people. I enjoy working with them and solving problems that they have. So it's been a great platform for me to be able to use all that I've learned in the past and sharing it with those out in the streets. I think there's a few habits you have to succeed. One of them is getting up very early and starting your day before everybody else does, working really hard, having that ethic. Also being passionate about what you do. And probably one of the bigger things is adaptation, being able to adapt to the many changes that occur every day in your life and in business. So those are the things that drive me and help me be successful.
Hi, I'm Sam Gault. I'm the fifth generation and president of Gault Family Companies. We are a diversified energy business and a stone business and a real estate development business. And one of the questions people ask me from time to time is, what was your biggest accomplishment? And I think over the years we've had many of them, but one that stands out most to me is our development, Saugatuck Center, which is right down on Riverside Avenue in Westport. And it's a mixed-use development with residential, restaurant, retail, and office. And it's really transformed that particular part of Saugatuck and made it from an industrial gritty area to a spot where a lot of people come all the time and they enjoy the water, and it's become sort of the second downtown of Westport. I think a habit or a characteristic of a successful person in a leadership role is leadership itself. Being a self-leader and being a leader comes with time. It's not something that you learn right away, but I think in order to lead, people and teams of people, one of the critical components of that is to make sure that the entire group that you're involved with understands sort of strategically where's the company going. What is the strategy to get there? And the communication of that is critical so everyone is on the same page moving forward. And I feel like we've been able to do that at Gault Family Companies and keep everybody moving in the right direction to meet our goals and objectives.
Good evening. My name is Joseph GUARRACINO. I'm the Executive Vice President, Chief Financial Officer, and Chief Administrative Officer of White Plains Hospital. One of my biggest accomplishments, I want to say, at White Plains Hospital, since we are an organization that really looks for the best and the brightest and to be exceptional every day, I would say is my next accomplishment, not anything I've done in the past. So we really pride ourselves in looking back and learning and looking forward and trying to do better. So my next accomplishment I haven't accomplished yet. Yeah, so since I've grown up in the finance world, I say there's two actually. One is transparency. One is for you to get respect and people to trust you, you really have to be transparent in what you do every day. The other one, again, being brought up in the finance world, I'll say that most organizations look at this, but cash is really king. Cash really gives you the flexibility to do what you want as an organization. And you want to use it correctly. And we're a not-for-profit organization, so what we do and how we make our money gets reinvested back into the organization. So those two things are really important. One is transparency, and the other one is cash is king.
Hello friends, my name is Brother Thomas LETO and I'm the president of Iona Prep in New Rochelle, New York. You know, it's amazing. I've been there, I'm starting my 12th year, and every single day it's a joy to get up and get over to the school. We're running an educational institution from pre-K 4, you know, little guys, straight through senior year in high school. So they go from about 3.5 feet tall to sometimes 6.5 feet tall. So it's quite a spread, quite a spread. You know, one of the things that I'm most proud of at the prep is that we've just completed a $10 million campaign. And this is going to allow us to expand our Performing Arts Center. So within the next year and a half, in fact, groundbreaking is just a couple of weeks away, we'll be able to boast a 400-seat theater and a couple of brand new classrooms to boot. So that's really one of the features that we've worked on over the last couple of years. And the other piece that I'm equally proud of is the fact that our work as educators allows us, you know, God gives us an awesome responsibility and a task to form the hearts, minds, souls, and bodies of our young people. And at Iona Prep, we're doing that, again, from pre-K 4 straight through 12th grade of all of our boys. And we get that responsibility along with our moms and dads. We partner with them to form them into the person that God wants them to be. And we're developing the leaders for tomorrow who are going to be able to make great decisions based on gospel values. So those are some of the things that are happening at our place over in New Rochelle, and I'm really excited that I'm there and we're able to continue building God's kingdom one young man at a time.
Today, more than ever, we are reminded that the people in our lives are most important, and how we help, support, and care for one another is what defines us and shows what really matters. At Savings Bank of Danbury, we're committed to doing our part to protect and support our customers every day, behind the scenes and in the community, as we have for more than 170 years. We are the people next door, down the street, and across town that are here for you. At Savings Bank of Danbury, we are people serving people.
Hi, I'm Rita MABLI, proud to be the President and CEO of United Hebrew of New Rochelle. And I've been asked the question, what's one business tip that has helped our organization be successful? Bring out the best in your team. Get to know them, engage daily, communicate, and listen. Recognize and reward hard work. The guiding principles on the United Hebrew of New Rochelle campus are to be kind and treat everyone like family. Staff have said that they have now realized that they have a home family and a work family. And this leads to feelings of belonging, and that leads to teams. And teamwork and teams build a successful organization. I've been asked about one habit that a successful person should have in a CEO position. Very simply stated, recognize others. Always recognize others. No winner of this award got here on their own. It took a team.
You'll find the nation's top doctors and the latest medical technology from New York's #1 hospital right here in Westchester. Expert care close to home. NewYork-Presbyterian Lawrence Hospital.
One of my biggest accomplishments was when I was named President and CEO of the Savings Bank in Danbury back in 2016, after having been with the bank for more than 15 years. During my first 5 years as CEO, I'm proud of a number of accomplishments. First, we increased our assets by over 33% and surpassed the $1 billion mark. As of today, we actually sit at $1.4 billion. I'm also proud of how we've been able to increase the level of support for our communities that we serve. Between the bank's donations and our Savings Bank of Danbury Foundation, we've increased the dollar amounts we give back to the communities by more than 60% over the last 5 years. One of the biggest changes I encountered was last year when 2020 got underway. The bank had the wind at its back. We had just celebrated our 170th anniversary and then passed the $1 billion mark in assets. And then in a few short months, COVID-19 changed our lives and the way we did business. Our leadership team monitored the health experts, and we developed a plan for remote work, while keeping our branch offices open by utilizing the drive-ups to service our customers. We also developed protocols to protect our employees and our customers. Since our branch lobbies were closed, we undertook a major effort to educate our customers on how to use our digital, online, and mobile banking channels to conduct their business. The bank also worked hard around the clock to implement the CARES Act PPP program. These funds made a difference in our area businesses and organizations by helping them keep their employees on their payroll and their businesses operating. During the same time, the bank and its foundation were able to increase our community donations by more than 50%. We are grateful to have the chance to assist and are very proud of the way we adapted to accomplish all that we did. I am truly most proud of the extraordinary efforts that our Savings Bank of Danbury employees have made during this time to serve the needs of our customers.
At WMC Health, we are proud of having served the Hudson Valley for more than 100 years. We are also proud of the life-saving and compassionate care that we provide to our friends and neighbors. Today, WMC Health stands on our long tradition and mission of ensuring access to care for all, regardless of who you are, where you come from, or your ability to pay. We are here to help, then, now, and always.
Hi, I'm Bill Tommins, President of Bank of America in Southern Connecticut. I've been asked what is the thing that I like most about my chosen profession. And from my perspective, it's the ability to serve. At Bank of America, we focus on our purpose, which is helping to improve the financial lives of the clients and communities that we serve. And that really resonates with me. I have enjoyed commercial banking over the past 35 years because it's given me the opportunity to serve our clients and support their growth. It's also given me the opportunity to build long-standing relationships. Many of those relationships are still in place from the early days of my banking career, so it's been a great career choice for me. The best advice that was ever offered to me was to be curious, and it's something that our CEO, Brian Moynihan, talks a lot about. In fact, when he's talking with groups of young people, either at the bank or at the college level, who are seeking to get into banking. And curiosity to me means asking questions. It means being very well read on topics. It means having intellectual curiosity, trying to understand business problems from the outside in, from what might be obstacles to the people that are dealing with those problems. And I find other ways to demonstrate curiosity is by reading. I enjoy reading a lot outside of the bank, and I find that that just makes people more interesting.
Cuddy & Fader is a leading law firm serving Westchester, New York City, Connecticut, and the Hudson Valley. This year, they are celebrating 50 years of serving the community by committing to 5,000 hours of pro bono legal services and volunteer work to 50 community organizations by year end.
I'm Catherine WYNKOOP, president of WestFair Rides. And the one thing that I like the most about the work that I do is that I have the opportunity to be with volunteers and with our riders. Every week I try to carve out time to be with riders, take them to their medical appointments, and the connection is always personal, it's rewarding, and they so appreciate everything that we do. I also love being with our volunteers. They are a very interesting and dynamic group of people. They can be talented graduate students or retired professionals. We even have stay-at-home moms and dads. But they are always generous with their time, taking people to their medical appointments, and we just are so grateful to them. And with a warm atmosphere of friendship, it really is a very gratifying experience for me.
I'm Gilda Bonanno, professional speaker and executive presentation skills consultant, and I'm honored to be a returning sponsor. I'd like to congratulate each of our winners and thank them now more than ever for their expertise, courage, and dedication to service. I am honored to have worked with some of them on their remarks and I invite any of you watching to contact me if you'd like help to transform your communication, presentation, and leadership skills. Enjoy the event.
Congratulations to all the C-Suite award winners this evening. What an accomplishment it is. Leading your organizations successfully through not only COVID, but all the other challenges that come along on a daily basis, keeping that vision in mind and just being successful through and through. Congratulations, and my hat off to you. With that being said, every day I play like a champion, and I know that each and every one of you does as well. I got one of these last year. Tonight you're going to get one, and bravo. Keep it going.
Congratulations to all of tonight's honorees for their unwavering dedication and leadership. Please look for the Business Journal edition where we spotlight each of tonight's honorees and other C-Suite headlines. Thank you all for being a part of this 2021 C-Suite event. We look forward to seeing you in person at our next one. Thank you and good night.